The trip from his new apartment in Glassell Park to his post office box in Hollywood may have been mostly tedium. But on this day, Terrance Whitten looked forward to one glorious moment. As the Metro 780 bus climbed away from the LA River past the handsome facades and proud deodars of Los Feliz Boulevard, then turned south on Vermont Avenue, his anticipation peaked. Just past Skylight Books, on an electrical utility box, theretofore a drab platform for handbills and graffiti, he would see his vision, a fanciful interpretation of the Griffith Observatory framed by a comet in a starry sky and a bed of yellow, orange, blue and pink flowers. It was his gift to Los Angeles, an artist's public affirmation of his deliverance from a series of misfortunes that had left him living under a tree in Pacific Park. How that image got on that utility box is a tale of two strangers who were drawn together by a newspaper article, collaborated for months without once meeting in person, and beat down every barrier of bureaucracy and bad luck that would have blocked their plan. Mark Pampanin, then the young communications director for former Los Angeles City Councilman David Ryu, learned of Whitten through a Times report on his protracted journey out of homelessness. The story, published last July, was primarily an account of the bureaucratic inefficiency that kept Whitten languishing in the park for weeks after a vacant apartment had been set aside for him. But Pampanin was smitten by several colored pencil drawings published with the article as examples of the artist's work in earlier times, when circumstances allowed him to be productive. He mentioned it at a staff meeting, and all agreed that Whitten's work was a good fit for the council office's program to beautify the tall metal boxes that contain the electronic controls for traffic signals. Usually artists petition the council office for permission to take part in the popular program, but Pampanin saw no reason the office couldn't petition the artist. With the Times as intermediary, Pampanin tentatively approached Whitten to test his interest. The recently homeless artist was ready for the challenge. Quickly warming to his new one-bedroom apartment, he had placed his bed in the sitting room next to the kitchen, turned the bedroom into a studio and gone to work. He restarted a series on Hollywood landmarks, suspended more than a decade before, when his life became chaotic. And he turned his eye to his new environs in northeastern LA, drawing an equestrian bridge over the El River and a street scene on El Paso Drive. But there was a hitch in Pampanin's plan, the first of many to come. Whitten didn't paint, at least not like he might have 20 years earlier, before a debilitating back injury. His vivid and delicate images were made of colored pencil on paper, a medium not readily transferable to a 5-foot steel panel. Pampanin improvised a solution.